hot stove is lit tonight as the Boston Red Sox made their first move this offseason. Today, they locked up left-handed reliever Justin Wilson in hopes that he could improve upon their options for left-handed relievers. While not the big move everyone has hoped for, Wilson signed today for a one-year, $2.25 million contract with up to $750,000 in incentives. Wilson is a 37-year-old reliever who has played for 6 different teams, making his debut for the Pittsburgh Pirates at the age of 24. The former 5th-round draft pick spent parts of 3 seasons with the Pirates before being traded to the New York Yankees in November of 2014. Wilson would only spend a single season in the Bronx before being shipped out to Detroit. Following a year and a half with the Tigers, Wilson found himself on the move once more as he was part of a deal that sent Isaac Paredes and Candelario from the Chicago Cubs back to the Tigers. After a year and a half pitching for the Cubs, Wilson became a free agent following the 2018 season and signed with the New York Mets on a 2-year, $10 million contract. He would go on to pitch for the Mets until 2021 when he signed with the Yankees, returning to the team for half a season before being traded by them once more. This time he was shipped out to Cincinnati. Since that trade, Wilson has pitched on and off for the Reds in 2021 and 2022 before needing Tommy John surgery in 2022. After the season, he became a free agent and signed a 1-year deal with the Milwaukee Brewers. However, he did not pitch in a single game for them as he was recovering from the Tommy John surgery and while warming up in the bullpen one day, injured his lat. This injury would cause him to miss the remainder of the season, and he would not pitch again until 2024. During the 2024 offseason, Wilson would go on to sign a minor league deal with the Dodgers, but instead opted out of it on March 12th to become a free agent. 3 days later, he would sign with the Cincinnati Reds. This past season with the Reds, Wilson pitched the most innings in a season for him since his 2018 season, throwing a total of 46 2/3 innings across 60 games. The lefty won 1 game and lost 5 for the Reds while striking out 51 batters and walking 13 in those 46 2/3 innings. Though his ERA was a 5.59 for the season, it was bloated by allowing 8 earned runs in just 6 innings pitched during September. His whip sat at 1.46. Last season, Wilson also had a walk percentage of only 6.2% while striking out batters at 24.4%. and having a chase percentage of 33.8%. Unfortunately, batters managed to hit the ball hard when they produced contact, Wilson having a hard hit percentage of 41.3% and a barrel percentage of 11.2%. This meant that batters had an exit velocity of at least 98 miles per hour, with it being launched between 26 and 30 degrees, 11.2% of his at-bats. As for the hard hit, that shows the percent of batted balls that were hit at 95 miles per hour or more. On the mound, Wilson throws 4 pitches, mainly relying on his four-seam fastball, slider, and cutter for roughly 99% of his pitches last year. Rarely, Wilson would throw a splitter that made up the remaining 1%. His fastball averaged 95.5 miles per hour last season and could be an interesting weapon for the veteran lefty when paired with his slider and cutter. His slider tends to have around 3 inches of break on average, while the cutter has just under 2 inches, but also has 12.5 inches of rising action on it. With the way that Red Sox pitching coach Andrew Bailey emphasizes mixing in movement to make a fastball look better than it is, he might be an intriguing addition to the bullpen. Wilson looks to earn a spot in Alex Cora's bullpen during spring training with competition from last year's team consisting of Cam Boozer, Bailey Horn, Brennan Bernardino, and Zach Penrod. Along with them includes Chris Murphy, who's looking to bounce back from missing all of last season from surgery. Whether Wilson makes the team or not, he's an interesting veteran to bring in, not only for competition, but as a possible presence to help the young pitchers on the club develop. Again, while he's not the big name everyone hoped for, especially with the reveal that the Red Sox had a meeting with Juan Soto this week as well, in the hope that they can manage to steal him away from the Yankees and other teams such as the Blue Jays, Mets, and Dodgers, minor signings like Wilson are what a team needs to patch holes and to become a true playoff contender. Again, while Soto would be the big prize of the offseason, and my hope is that the Red Sox somehow find a way to sign him, especially with what looks to be them going all in on Soto, you also need to remember that they need to sign other pieces to help this team as well. With the addition of a left-handed reliever to the bullpen, I feel the Sox should look to at least go after a couple more pitchers, preferably a starter or two, along with a right-handed reliever who's good with late-game action. If you made it this far in the video, I'd just like to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you could leave a like and maybe comment, that would be great. Share the video if you'd like, and if you're not, please subscribe. Otherwise, have a nice night. Hopefully this offseason is interesting from a Red Sox point of view, and I'll see you next time.